Consumer Corner, we take a look at trends and products creating a buzz here in China. Yesterday, we brought you a selection of U.S. companies that are investing heavily in China. For today's Consumer Corner, we'll continue to look at U.S. companies that are making waves in China's consumer market. In February, Apple CEO Tim Cook told investors, quote, "We've been very focused on China. As of last year, China made up 12% of Apple's total revenue. In comparison, U.S. customers account for more than a third of the company's total sales. According to a report from the market research firm Canalys, China accounted for 22% of all smartphone shipments during the first quarter of 2012. The United States, previously the leading market for smartphone shipments, followed with 16%. Despite the popularity of Apple's iPhones, which has not only spawned counterfeit devices, but even fake Apple stores, the company is still faced with intense competition in the Chinese smartphone market. According to Gartner research, Korean-owned Samsung still leads the smartphone market in China, making up nearly 25% of the market. Apple's smartphone market share in the country currently sits at 7.5%. Chinese firms are gradually shifting up towards the higher end of the market, unveiling more feature-packed smartphones. Unlike Apple, Samsung offers its mobile devices on all three major carriers, including the world's largest carrier, China Mobile. Despite not selling the device or even supporting 3G speeds with it, China Mobile currently has more than 15 million iPhone users, all of whom purchased the device unlocked. Starbucks opened its first China store in the World Trade Center in Beijing in 1999. Today, the company has expanded to 570 stores across nearly 50 Chinese cities, making it the biggest coffee chain in China. According to a company press release, China is expected to overtake Canada, Japan, and the UK by 2014 to become Starbucks' second largest market. By 2015, the coffee chain plans to operate more than 1,500 stores across China. 2 years ago, Starbucks signed a deal with Chinese provincial government of Yunnan to set up its first coffee bean farm in the world. The Yunnan province coffee bean farm is the first time that Starbucks will grow its own coffee. According to a 2011 study by the China Coffee Industry Association, the Chinese consumer drinks an average of 3 cups of coffee a year, well below the world's average of 240 cups. According to a report by CNN, in 2004, about 3% of New York-based Sothebys auction sales came from Greater China. Last year, this number grew to 17%. Speaking on this topic, Sothebys president and CEO William Ruprecht said, "It is the most dramatic shift in demographics and consumption that we've seen in 270 years. As the Globe and Mail points out, while China's thirst for fine art could be a reflection of its growing wealth and changing taste, it may also suggest something else. The Globe and Mail points out that while China's share of global GDP just over 10%, its share of auction proceeds is over 40%, according to data from ArtPrice. The disproportional spending seems to suggest that China's rich may be turning to art and antiques to store their wealth and get a return on their investment. But Sotheby's is not without competition in the China market. Just last month, mainland Chinese auction house China Guardian held its first sale in the international auction hub of Hong Kong.